Hey nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Exclusive tabletop game podcast for the Pacific Northwest. All levels of gamers. Analog gaming. Tabletop news. Dungeons and Dragons and magic. Stupid, mindless banter.
There will definitely be some that's probably our best. That's our best feature.
Hey geeks and nerds, goofballs, weirdos, dorks, dweebs, trekkies. My thesaurus open. It's Rebecula's here, doing your Geeks of Cascadia podcast number 75 with my good buddy Still Paul.
Hey, I'm Still Paul.
Sorry, I wasn't supposed to introduce you. We're a little off because Blue Samurai is not here.
He usually drives the boat.
He does. And in case you didn't notice, yeah, he's definitely not here. But we're going to do the best we can. We're going to take you through episode 75. We are going to talk to, among other things, we have our usual segments with the games and the cons, but we have an interview with Amy Gambala. She is the executive director and as you said, Still Paul, among other things, many hats that she wears for Dragonflight.
Yes, Dragonflight was great this year. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, as did I. And we talked to her this year at Dragonflight, and we've talked to her before, and she's wonderful. So we'll have that interview, as well as an interview with Rebecca Horowitz, who created Becca. She goes by Becca on her game, though, that we talked about. It does say Rebecca Horowitz. Anyone named Rebecca can't be all that. And she created this beautiful game called Annapurna. Hopefully you can see it a little bit.
See most of that.
Yes.
Throw something up there on the YouTubes.
I played it. I finally played it, and it's great. It's a great game. We talked to her also, so we're gonna talk about those two interviews, or show you folks those two interviews. And I guess what we normally do at this time, after Blue Samurai's words of wisdom and inspirational quotes, we talk about the con news. I wish we could go like reporters, like you'd be the eye in the sky with the con news and your helicopter. You'd be like, hey, this is Still Paul with yes, your gorilla helicopter.
The whole Les Nessman sort of a thing.
Oh yes.
I'm so old.
These folks don't know who that is. I've designed my office at work around Les Nessman.
Cincinnati.
Look it up. Watch it. Don't just look it up. Watch it. It's a cute show.
You should watch it.
You should.
No, you shouldn't.
They should.
It was from the 70s. You know how misogynistic that show's going to be in hindsight? And
they had the token black guy in there. So more than just massage. Yeah, Venus Flytrap. Did you watch it? Or
right. Did you watch it? I thought it was just so racist.
Just the one. Well, I mean, black people didn't come around until this millennium right here. They weren't around. It's representation by percentage, right? Isn't that?
Kids, don't watch sitcoms from the 70s or early 80s because it's just racist and it's all misogyny.
Watch them, but if you do, know that.
Don't watch Three's Company.
Oh God, just on not funniness. Don't watch that.
Anyway, this is a whole different podcast that we should.
It really is. It really is.
Shows from
you are here to talk about the cons of life.
There's not a whole lot coming up because a lot of people will put things on pause because of the situation. And
what situation is that?
Situation. My new Dragonflight thing.
Oh yes, your wiggly air quotes that aren't.
They're
like
water.
You do them like an ant antennas. You don't need to wiggle them. You just move them together as one. That's an air quote. It's not like this.
So
wait, Richard Nixon gone. So anyway, that was a president.
There's not much. We have Emerald City Comic Con, which is an in-person live show with actual people and things.
Are there emeralds?
There's no emeralds. It is at the Wash State Convention Center, which is that horrible thing over I-5 in Seattle. I don't know who to blame about that. Maybe we could use a few more lanes. Anyway, we're going to have Hayden Christensen.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Jim Lee, John Cena, LeVar, MF Burton.
No.
And Tim FM Curry.
Damn. Oh, Tim Curry. Are you serious?
At Emerald City Comic Con this year. And that
Tim
is going
Curry.
to be December 2nd through the 5th. I will be there December 2nd through the 4th, working for our good friend, Rug Dussel.
Oh,
helping
cool.
with him with his talent. And
I'm going to have FOMO because you're going to meet Tim Curry.
I'm not going to meet
Hayden
Tim Curry. I'm going to meet voice actors.
My cat can't get up. Get out.
It's still going to be fun. I'm still super stoked to be at Emerald City Comic Con, helping
That's really
run
cool.
photos with famous voice actor people.
That's cool, man. Dang.
And
Again, I have FOMO.
Q, Amy Jo Johnson, Brian Clevenger, Cat Rambo.
Cat Rambo. Why
Charlie
do I know that name?
Clifford Chapin. I'm sorry, there's people I don't know. Oh, Clint McElroy. There's going to be McElroys, and you're not familiar with the McElroys.
Do you see my deer in headlights look?
It's
No.
like the most famous podcast, My Brother and Me.
Okay.
Also, The Adventure Zone.
Oh.
His sons have a
That I know.
podcast called My Brother and Me.
Nice.
And then they have like a D&D live play podcast called The Adventure Zone.
That's cool. It's kind of like Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
Yeah, except
Yeah. Except also of this time period.
They give dubious advice. So anyway, Emerald City Comic Con's coming up. I'm super stoked about that. Maybe I can look into Clint McElroy and get some of that McElroy juju on me. That would be great.
If you meet Tim Curry, please just get a picture, whether he is willing or not. Just get one. Just get up there and grab him. You're a big guy. Our viewers don't know, but you're very tall. Grab him and take a picture and send it to me to show our
Samurai.
viewers. Oh,
yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Look at that. It's Blue Samurai.
Don't say anything untoward.
Put him on speakerphone.
Oh, you jump in. We just started. Okay, cool. All right, bye.
Was that Blue Samurai?
He's going to jump in right now.
Calling you from his dojo?
Fan, in case you didn't notice.
He what?
He's a Huey Lewis fan.
Oh, do we need to say that?
Well,
do we want to say that?
Does anyone really need to know that?
Who's Huey Lewis?
Who's Huey Lewis? Also coming up, we have OrcaCon. Have you heard of OrcaCon?
No.
They're our main sponsor.
You're sponsored by whales?
Yeah, like the whole tripod thing. Yeah,
that's really big. That's really big of them.
Send us all kinds of money and stuff to put on a game convention in Bellevue in January every year. This year it's going to be the 7th through the 9th.
Nice.
And it's going to be super fun. We're being super careful. We've got plans for COVID things.
Plans for COVID things.
Yes.
Really well described.
A whole lot of attention to, because I'm the treasurer, so I don't really plan the things.
You just hold the treasure.
I just hold the treasure and pay the bills.
Oh my gosh. Who is that? Who is that? I don't know that name. I thought it was Blue.
There on the screen and stuff.
That was Blue Samurai that was calling in. Oh, and you have your full name on the screen.
Hey, Blue Samurai here.
Change your names, cornholes. Change your names. Change them into cornholes. I already did the intro, sir. The intro is already completed. And that's all right. That's all right. Well, I'm glad you're alive. We're actually worried about you.
You're not busy or anything, are you? You're not doing stuff?
No, this is all I got. I'm making really good podcast money.
Still, Paul, your name has this weird last name. You don't care. Everyone's gonna be able to find you and look you up.
Hang out outside my house if they want.
Come to your house.
It's Everett. I live in There's always
probably the only Anderson in Everett.
I'm the only.
We talked about the con news. I'm not sure if Paul was finished.
Talking about the con news.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We're done.
We're is happening on
Orca.
January 7th through 9th. Go to orcacon.org and buy your pet badge and reserve your room and see who the special guests are. I'm going to go ahead and list a few of those right now. I'm on the wrong page. We've got Orion Black. Our artist guest of honor is Valentine Barker. We've got Bianca Anderson. I love Bianca. She and I worked the Diversity Lounge at PAX Prime, by the way, 1 year.
Oh, but jealous of all
you don't
these
wanna-
cool first names, man. Bianca, Valentine.
Right. I wish I had a decent name. I don't.
You don't want to call it PAX West, huh?
It's not that's PAX Prime. Just deal with it, everyone.
Ooh,
Just,
okay.
just deal with
Oh,
it. It's PAX
there's a
Prime.
little tension here at the Geeks of Cascadia Studios.
Amongst others, also, I know Blue Samurai is looking forward to this one. He's going to skip OrcaCon because it's the same weekend. We've got Vancouver Pony Expo,
Oh,
January 7th through 9th.
What? Do you have an
The mystery
affinity for
continues.
ponies?
BC's only My Little Pony fan convention.
Oh, yes, that is your thing, isn't it, Blue Samurai?
He's such a
Yeah, I
bonus.
think-
I've
I
seen your
remember
collection.
We all went there. I remember 1 year we were all dressed up as ponies. I remember.
Blue Samurai viewers, he carries around his little plastic brush to brush their tails.
He does.
Yeah.
The purple one is his favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
not going to that.
Hey, man, no judging. Hey, no judgment. It's okay. This is a
I'm not
safe
judging,
place,
I'm
man.
just saying I'm not going to that.
I
Never.
heard a little.
Are you going to
judgment.
OrcaCon instead?
I am going to OrcaCon.
That's good. Yes.
So you prefer orcas to ponies?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's your
If you're going to
preference.
cosplay, be the bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chomps on things.
Mm-hmm. Chomps on
Mhm.
ponies.
Chomps on ponies.
Wow,
And really, that's
pony
really-
hater.
It's really all we have for con news because there's not much going on.
Okay.
Rebecca, do you want to do some game news?
Who's Rebecca?
Rebeculous.
I do want to do some game news. I'm trying to recover from my realization that Blue Samurai is a pony hater, but that's fine. So so I decided I apologize. I ended up having to work today and was not very prepared.
What was that word?
Oh, work. It's
What does
the
that mean?
opposite. It's the opposite of what you're doing right now.
Okay, that's the opposite of what I
Okay.
do.
It's the opposite of retired. Anyway, I decided to highlight a few games from Washington, and these are the newest games listed on Kickstarter because I like choosing the newest. I want to kind of get people in to help these developers out. And the first one I caught my eye is Biome Borneo. It is from Goat Rock Games, and their mission is to create games that explore the unknown with uniquely crafted experiences. This is a strategic game. It's about Earth's oldest rainforest, and surprise, surprise, it's been decimated at unprecedented levels. This is not fiction, people. To restore balance, increase native plant and animal biodiversity as you compete for space and resources. Working towards what was once lost, watch the board steadily transform into a lush, vibrant rainforest biome. Borneo, why Borneo, you ask? It is the world's third largest island. It has the greatest deforestation risk on Earth. And these game creators wanted to give attention to it because of that reason. And attention to a lot of the animals and things that may go extinct, toucans and orangutans and all these wonderful creatures that live on Borneo. So beautiful game, lots of hexagonal puzzle pieces fit together. Looks like it's not very difficult to play or set up, and it's for all ages, and I don't know how long it takes. Probably the average, I don't know, about an hour or so, depending on, it takes however long you want it to take. I was looking for that because they usually list that, but anyway, so Biome Borneo, and that looks just sweet to me. I'll be backing that. Looks like they probably just got on board, not too many backers as of yet. The next one that caught my eye, just completely different from that. It's called Marvel Dice Throne. Throne as in like game of, like that thrown, not like you've thrown
Oh yes.
the dice.
Not thrown up.
Yeah, and there's a few Marvel games out there. There's quite a bit actually, but this one looks
Marvel
nifty,
Puzzle
looks
Quest.
fast. Marvel Puzzle Quest, Paul's second job. That could now be his first job if he wanted it.
No.
But there's no room in our alliance for you.
No.
Anyway, so this is just a fast game with cards and dice, fast play, accessible rules, insane replayability. Insane replayability. I guess that means you're going to love it, and it's going to be quick and easy, and you're going to play it again and again. That sounds like something I'd like. And choose your hero. There's many to choose from: Thor, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, yada yada, all the big players, Scarlet Witch, etc. Roll dice to activate the abilities. Upgrade your abilities. There are action cards, and you get victory by reducing your opponent's health dial to 0. This is this is Marvel Dice Throne, and it is by, I forgot to mention who it's by. Well, it's out of Spokane, and I don't know who it's by.
Spokane.
Let's see that. Spokane. Spokane. Don't do that. It's Spokane. So Marvel Dice Throne. Marvel Dice Throne. And then I thought this one was kind of nifty. It's a cute little game called Mind Monsters. And it looks really cute, but it is called the Monstory Adventure Card Game, and specifically targeted for people living with anxiety and stress.
Why would people have anxiety and stress in these wonderful, easy, golden age times?
That's what I said to myself. Created by Umit, U-M-I-T, Umit.
Okay.
That's a person or a company. It's they just exceeded their goal on Kickstarter, but if you pledge now, you can get extra things if you keep pledging, extra little fun things. It's out of West Seattle, and basically, as still Paul was alluding to sarcastically, March 2020 is what the creator says. Seemed like the right time to start working on a mental wellness project.
Everything is fine.
Yeah. They started, it's a father-daughter team, and they wanted to come up with a fun way to meet the challenges, the stressful challenges that people are feeling, and help people recognize and deal with the mind monsters that they face every day. The game was actually originally called Think Like a Hero, and it turned into Mind Monsters. Let's see, looks like I'm always drawn to the ones with colorful cards and pieces, but not so much that you're overwhelmed. There's quite a bit in the instructions here, yet it also seems very easy to play, and there's a lot. You should just check out this Kickstarter Mind Monsters
really
page.
Seems like, I looked at it too, it seems like their coping strategy is better than mine, which is just add vodka.
Although there's something about your coping strategy that appeals. There's nothing that says you can't do both. Am I right?
That's true.
Anyway, Mind Monsters. So this looks really neat, and looks like it's for all ages, a family game, and it doesn't look like it takes too long. So it's cute. I like that a lot. And finally, inspired by still Paul, Hair of the Dog. Hair of the Dog.
Backed it.
Yes, you did. You haven't played it yet, right? But you've
backed it.
Yet. I guess you don't have it. Couldn't have played it if you don't have it.
Come on, Alex.
Take over a dog-friendly pub in your quest to pet the most dogs. And oh my gosh, this is adorable. I'm going to have to back this too.
You can't. It's over.
This is 2 to 8 players, 30 to 60 minutes. Adorable cards. Looks like there's a few dice. Looks like the setup is super easy and cute. And here we have the only pub in town where the floof is always flowing and the drinks are always full price. Wait a minute. Now you lost me. Anyway, Hair of the Dog. And before I go,
wait, with but Hair of the Dog, I'll bring it to your house when I get it. It's by Cherry Pick Games.
Cherry Pick Games.
Friend
Thank
of the
you.
pod, Alex Chiravic.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll bring that to your house, and we will have a drink or a beer and have some Hair of the Dog.
Thank you. That sounds actually really good. There was one more that kind of caught my eye, but my wonderful technological prowess has has made me lose it, and now I'm looking at porn. So I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I will follow up.
Did I say that out loud?
It's okay. We're not judgy, you know. So just to let everyone know, go to your game store right now. If you're into D&D, pick up Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. I have the book, and it is amazing. And if you go to your game store, you will get an alternate cover. So please get that. Support your local game store. Coming up in December 7th is Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos. Again, get that at your bookstore. Pick that up. Also, D&D Beyond, if you do have D&D Beyond. Other announcements in the tabletop game news is Games Workshop announces new Age of Sigmar Battle Force boxes. That's it's not just 40K that's getting new Battle Force boxes, but Age of Sigmar as well. So check that out. Also, there's going to be a Green Friday sale from 15 to 28 November. AEG is putting out Tiny Towns. So if you like that, I've never played it. Maybe we should review it someday, but check that out. WizKids, because it's that time of the year, they've got a Krampus promo figure.
What?
I don't know what you're going to do with it. Yeah, Krampus. Yeah,
remember, the first part of
Krampus.
Krampus is cramps, ladies.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you talk about something where you get the alternate cover when you go to your local game store, is that how the designers or creators of that book purposely intend it so that they support the local smaller game stores?
Yes.
That's really cool. I like that very much. That's neat. I'm all about the alternate covers of anything.
Yeah, I know some people want to like go on Amazon, but I think for this, just go to your local game store, man. I mean,
it's like $7. Come on.
There you go. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're talking about Cramps.
Yeah,
right. I was tuning in.
What? Well, WizKids puts out these figures, and they're just doing this promotional, like, winter celebration Krampus figures.
So, Krampus. Oh, that's totally different.
Are they painted?
They look painted.
Boo.
Krampus is scary. I don't like Krampus.
Maybe you can get unpainted.
Santa's scary too, but
if I get an unpainted one, my wife would love that.
Oh, your wife paints good things.
And if you love miniatures, and I know some of our friends do play a lot of miniatures, Flames of War, coming out from Battlefront is U.S. Forces Battle of the Bulge, and there'll be, I guess, a bunch of new figures that are coming out. So check that out. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty cool. There's a M4 EZ8 platoon, so that's pretty cool. U.S. tank platoon, so that's pretty cool. And then a Sherman platoon. So
like awesome. Peabody and Sherman, like Mr. Peabody and Sherman, like that.
No, I know you're trying to be cute, but it's not working for you.
I disagree, sir. I think it is.
Hey, I tell you what's really cool though, and I played it, is Necromunda, and there's new releases from, I think it's called New Van Sarge releases available from Forge World. So they're putting out some Necromunda figures, so check that out if you're into that. Van Sarge Gangs, that's it, Van Sarge Gangs. Sorry, didn't do that right. Also, what else we got? Games Workshop announces Battle in Balin's Tomb board game. Maybe.
Is that an RPG?
Maybe. Well, no, it's a board game based upon Lord of the Rings, based upon a battle.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Balin's Tomb. Check it out.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got for my game news. So, what do we got next? Still, Paul?
I think we're going to just jump into our interview with Amy Gimbala from Dragonflight Convention.
Oh, we're going to do Amy and then
Dragon. Flight.
One.
No? Yeah, we're going to do. What we'll do is we'll talk to Amy.
Okay.
And then we will talk about.
Then we're going to talk to Becca
later.
Oh, you got that.
We can talk about our experience at Dragonflight, and then we can talk to Becca. And then we can talk about like Shang-Chi or the Wheel.
Oh, no, you can't talk about that. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
okay.
Asian guy, and he
Oh, forget it. I know the rest. That's fine.
It's a story about me.
I can figure it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about
Story
this.
about me. Yeah,
It's about
pretty
time.
cool.
It's about
It is
time.
about
So
time.
let's
It's
just
about time.
jump into the interview with Amy Gambala right now.
Hey, geeks! Guess what? It's day 3 of Dragonflight, and we are winding down. And so we always, the last couple of years since we have been to this amazing convention, is we do kind of a wrap up. So we drag Amy up to the microphones, tired and ragged, because she's been running this con and maybe a little stressed out, but actually she is towards the end. You can see the light at the end of the
I feel
tunnel.
like my hair should be messier.
Yes. Amy, thank you very much. Great con. We're going to clap because this is a... Yay. This is like a... You had a little bit of a break. I think we all had a break last year, so it's really good to actually see people.
Exactly.
I know.
So thank you. What do you think so far? Or what do you think about this con?
So far, so good. I mean, I think it's been actually pretty good. We didn't know what to expect. It was, is it, how many people are we going to get? How's it going to go? We definitely hit 500 people this weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a combination of 3-day badges and day passes, but 500 people isn't bad. 330 games in the system this weekend. 330
Wow,
events
okay.
ran. I mean, so that's not bad for in the middle of a pandemic, right? I don't know.
No, I think that,
Don't know. Probably. I don't think so.
I think it's great, and for 99.99% of the people that came here, they were all cool and courteous, and they knew they had to be vaccinated and masked
Yes.
up, except for one person. But
Always one.
but that got smoothed over. So
It's been
good.
I mean, we've had our challenges this weekend. It's been a little, I've had a couple of interactions with people that were necessary, but that's why they pay me the big bucks, right?
Right.
So much money.
Yes.
Yes.
But for the most part, and I had some serious scheduling snafus this weekend, and for the most part, and everybody's been very gracious about getting back up to speed and getting things settled. So overall, I think it's been pretty successful in that respect.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
You now you're gonna go back to the August date next time, or you
Yes,
sticking to October?
this was an aberration because of just with the rescheduling, due to not having last year. And by the time, through the beginning of this year, it's like, okay, so are we going to have time to get everybody vaccinated? Are enough people going to be vaccinated? Where are we going to be? How safe is it going to be for us to have people in proximity? And the hotel said, hey, so, we do have a weekend in October that's available if you guys wanted to push for 2 months. And we had to talk about it internally and decided that maybe that was the best thing to do. It would give us more time to plan, number one, because we were obviously behind in doing that, because you're kind of at that weird standstill. You don't know whether to make plans or if you're going, which direction you're headed.
Yeah, everything was changing day to day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So we decided to go ahead and take them up on that and do that. But we're contracted here in August 2022, 2023, and 2024
Wow,
already.
awesome.
So
That's great.
Yep.
So do you think? Well, I'm trying to think way to say this. What are you gonna grab from? Did you learn anything from this particular con that you're gonna take on the next year, or just because this is abnormal? Probably can't take too many lessons from this.
Well,
because,
no, I mean, I think there's always something, right? There's always something that happens at each con that where you learn something new and you can potentially take that on to the next one. If you're not learning something new every con, I'm more to the point that I think you're doing something wrong, probably. That means you're stagnating, and that's not healthy. I mean, we did things this con that are very different from what we normally do because it's Halloween. So we had a costume contest, and we had Batman was here, and we had pictures with Batman, and we did trick-or-treating instead of scavenger hunt, and so so there were a number of different things that we normally didn't do. We had indoor mini golf instead of boffer tourney because it's raining outside. It was upstairs in Skyview, and unfortunately we had trouble kind of getting people moving in the right direction. Saturday was a little better. Friday was really hard. But the people who went up and did it said it was lots of fun and they had a really good time. So it's those kind of things, and it's like, okay, so that was actually popular. So moving forward, it's like, well, if we have the room, do we bring them back, but in August instead? Foam sword parties is kind of in flux with, Chris being gone now, and so they're, also fluxing. So it's, will they be able to come back next year, or will we need to fill in with something else? Because we like to have that kind of non-tabletop thing. It's really, the families like it, and the kids love it.
Yeah, I saw part of the Robo Rally. That was pretty
the
fun.
live action Robo Rally.
That's the thing you
Yes.
tripped over last night, Polly.
Yep.
The Robo Rally
yes.
mask.
It was not drinking.
They
was
make
funny.
their own costumes. Did you see the kids? We
I
bring
just saw a
cardboard.
couple. I was getting on the
Yeah.
elevator
Yeah.
and I peeked around.
They
I thought
love
was
it.
Adorable.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's always something that we take away, and I think this year it's, if we can make it through a pandemic, we can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our takeaway. We survived. We made it through this year. So we can handle whatever things throw at us moving forward, and we'll be okay. We just have to learn to roll with the punches.
No, I think you did a great job, and
Thank
your
you.
staff was amazing.
My staff
shout out
is
to them.
incredible. They are the best people. I have managed to coalesce an amazing core group of staff people to the point where I can do things like walk away from the desk and come
Yeah,
talk to you guys, and
yeah.
things don't explode because I have all of these really great, competent, amazing people that help me out.
Great, and of course
Yeah.
the Bellevue Hilton, great to work with. I know we work with them on the OrcaCon side of things, so they've been good.
Yeah, they're good. We've had it's been a little challenging this year in some respects, but that is
Yeah.
that is due to things that have gone on. It's not under normal circumstances. It's all good. Never have a problem.
Yeah.
This year's obviously been a little weird. They've got some staffing issues and things like that, but it's just what it is.
So how does one start registering for next year? Is there a way to do that right after this convention?
You're here, you can walk up to the registration desk and pre-reg for next year. I have not, however, created the con on tabletop for next year yet. I need about a week to decompress and sleep.
I bet.
And then I'm going to take a week to basically try not to think about anything Dragonflight related.
Okay. So by the time this thing actually gets up, it probably is when
Yes.
it might be available. So.
In which case, you can either go to dragonflight.org and do the click register, and it'll take you through to tabletop, or you can go directly to tabletop.events and search for Dragonflight 42.
Wow. And I highly recommend that you register early because that's where you get the good prices. So that's what
Yes.
I usually do.
As soon as you can, book a room because you want to stay.
We won't have the room block available probably until it's usually like January when the hotel makes it available to us. So
Awesome.
we've got a couple months to kind of catch up. But
But don't forget.
that was the other
Yes.
surprise actually this year is our room block went crazy.
Yeah.
We had way more. We didn't know. We were like, are we going to get enough people to stay in the hotel? No problem.
All right. That's great.
It was really
It's always-
weird.
It's always the scary thing.
But yes,
Yes.
very much so. It's like sit around with your fingers crossed. Please, please, please.
Yeah, because that's in the contract.
That's in
You
the
got
contract.
to get that.
You gotta hit
gotta
a
get
certain
that.
number.
Yeah, in fact that's the biggest. That's like the biggest nervous anxiety thing is trying to get those room nights.
You know
up.
what the funny thing is it's also the biggest thing. I think people who don't have any experience running a con, they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It oddly enough,
they think it's the tickets. It's not.
it's not.
It's the rooms.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, Amy, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being on here. We
Of
love
course.
having you on. We'll obviously get you on again as we run up to the next Dragonflight
does
42.
this make up for the year that I missed being on the show?
Well,
Well,
we talked like 3 times this year, didn't we?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the multiple
That's
amount of
right,
times
yeah.
we've talked this year has to make up for the times that we missed.
It ought
Yeah.
to.
yeah,
Right.
but
So
But we were honored because you had made the announcement on our show,
Exactly.
the official announcement that wasn't going to happen.
We got all the
Yeah.
scoops.
that's right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
right.
I
That's
forgot
right.
about that.
Yeah,
Well, what better place to tell everybody?
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Well, and then when we
Aw.
interview next time, we're pretty sure, knock on wood or plastic, that it will not. You won't be announcing a cancellation. You'll be announcing
Yeah.
about how new stuff that you'll be doing.
Yes.
And the best thing about today, it's way less than a year to the next Dragonflight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go hide now. Hey, thanks for that.
Yeah, way to go, Paul.
Thanks,
way to go.
Paul.
The
That's
woman's
awesome.
not stressed out at all.
Okay, so much for sleeping for a week.
So,
Yeah.
Amy, before you go, how
Yes.
did they get a hold of you, Dragonflight? What's your Twitter, socials, and all that kind of stuff to contact Dragonflight?
I'm pretty sure that the hashtag is DF GameCon, all one word, I think.
Okay.
I'm not so much up on that. Dragonflight itself has a Facebook page. You can go and search for it. That's a good way. Info@dragonflight.org. Convention director at dragonflight.org. Registration at dragonflight.org.
I'm detecting a pattern here.
Right? Because yeah, pretty much. And here's a funny secret. You could pretty much email anything at dragonflight.org, and we'll eventually see it, and someone will probably respond to you.
Right.
Jeez, even I can do that.
Exactly. My web guy's really good.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Amy. Thank you for
Yay,
coming.
thank you, Amy.
Yep, you're welcome.
I love talking to Amy. I love Dragonflight.
She's
Oh
great.
my God.
Mhm.
So much fun. I can't believe I went 30 years without Dragonflight in my life.
What was I'll tell you, wait, let's each tell everyone whatever the best game. And the best game I enjoyed was Cover Your Assets.
Cover Your Assets is a really good
That's a
game.
really
I
good
love that
game.
And
yeah.
who
Yeah.
game?
I bought it, by the way.
Who won?
Not me.
Oh,
Was it you,
Oh.
Rebeculus?
I don't think so.
Was it Barry?
I don't win things.
Was it other Steve?
I don't know. I can't
mean-
remember.
What do
One
you
has
mean,
2 thumbs and won that game.
Oh, is that what
Oh,
is
did
that what
you?
you were building us? Oh my
course.
God. It'd
Of
be a little
course.
more
Oh my
obvious.
God. That was a
That's
great
because
game.
you pulled out your privilege card and you took all the assets.
Yeah, you did. Anderson.
Middle-aged
Jeez.
white dude who wins.
Typical. The game
Boom.
reflects reality.
Thank you.
Bam. Yep.
No, it's a great game. We should
It's
do
a great game. Cover Your
we should do a
Assets.
game review of it too soon.
We need to. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Now
is
wait.
great.
Did we what's your favorite game? Blue Samurai?
That was it. That's what I.
Do you want
That
to
was
know my
mine.
favorite game?
Oh, I thought that was it. Okay. Have another beer, Rebeculus. What was
Yeah.
your favorite game, Paul?
My favorite game
Still
to
Paul?
play is always Skull.
Skull was great too.
Because I always played
Wow.
blind, and so did other Steve. And playing blind is so much fun because there's so much risk. You have no idea what you're doing.
That was fun. I'm glad you're willing to do that.
Cards you set out, and then you bid, but you have no idea what you're bidding on because you're playing blind. You just put the cards face down, and that is my favorite thing.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Play
The
Skull.
random thing really throws things.
Well, it breaks the game, and so Barry's banned.
I don't think it breaks.
Well, Barry says it does, so then Barry makes the rules.
Well, if he's not playing. Well, what about you, Rebeculus?
Well, I liked, as always, what was the one game we played with the spies where there's 2 spies? And
The Resistance.
yes, I always like playing that, even though I'm still a little slow on the pickup of certain things. And I definitely liked both of the games you guys mentioned. I actually really liked 2 games. One of them was one that I was badgered into playing just before I left, Dragonflight, and that is a cute little game called The Builders, which I really liked.
It's a good game.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
liked it, and I'm gonna get it because it's really a neat game.
It's a
The
good game,
Builders.
depending on who you play with. If you play with, unfun people.
I
it's-
played with my bully, and I still had fun. It was great.
Thank you. Yeah,
But,
you didn't want to play anything.
I totally didn't. I was tired. I wanted to go home, and you made me play. Thank you. And I also always like the little one, Dungeon
Mayhem.
Dungeon Mayhem.
Dungeon
But
Mayhem, yes.
now I know that's a little older. It's not that new, and
It's still kind of
but
newish.
I liked it. I guess I mentioned it because we played with 8 people? Did we have 8 people
We
sitting
did.
around that table? And it changed the game. It
It did.
changed it to
It
have 8
did.
people.
It
I didn't
does,
even get a
yes.
shot. All these people just pummeled me and others.
I had
Yeah.
one turn.
Well,
Yeah.
you have a punchable face. so that's why people.
You get a
Yeah.
Rittenhouse face.
You're not the first person. Oh, too soon, Polly.
Is it too
Wow.
No,
soon?
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
never
not.
too soon.
It's not. Please,
So,
he does have a punchable face.
But I remember you telling me, Rebecca, the best new game that you discovered, and that was Annapurna. Annapurna.
I'm not sure why
Sorry.
this is so hard for you. It is
Annapurna.
a mountain in
Annapurna.
the Alps. It is the lesser
my
known mountain,
goodness.
but it is Annapurna.
Yes.
And I guess you can see that. It's a really cool game. I passed by the table a couple different times, and then I drew me back in, and I met the creator, Rebecca Horowitz, and talked to her for a little bit, and it looked really fun. And I didn't have the time to play it there, but I have since played it at home. I've played it 3 times. There's a solo player version as well as teams. Yes, there's. I love when people include, even if it's afterwards, a solo player version. I think that's great. I love that. And so I did play this finally, and there's 3 ways you can win or lose, and I hit all those ways. I played 3 games solo, and I lost twice in the 2 different ways a solo player can lose, and then I finally won at the end, and then I stopped playing because I won, and I want to keep it like that for a little bit.
Good.
But it's a beautiful game. It's easy. It's cards, pyramid of cards, and there's different instructions. And it's basically you are through cards and your imagination climbing the Alp that is known as Annapurna.
And she did the art, I believe, right?
Yes.
She did the art. She's
That's
an artist
amazing.
and the game creator. She did everything.
Let's not spoil the interview, though. Let's
Okay.
That's
That's right.
Fine.
Let's do
Fine,
that.
still, Paul. All right. Well,
Wow.
let's listen in on the
Go to
interview.
your corners. Go to your corners.
Let's listen to the interview right about now.
Now?
Hey
Okay.
nerds, this is Rebecca, Geeks of Cascadia, and we are here with Becca Horowitz. She has created this awesome game you may have heard of or seen called Annapurna, and I learned a lot about it just recently. I learned how it's the most dangerous mountain in the world, and I learned a little bit about their game. It's a beautiful game, beautiful cards. The artistry is great, and it seems a lot easier to learn than I thought. But without further ado, welcome, Becca. And can you tell us how you thought to make this game?
Well, this is my first game. It's 5 years in the making. It's finally out, and it started as a way to test mechanics for a much more complicated game that I realized I probably shouldn't start my design career with a full-blown RPG. So, and we were having fun testing out the mechanics using the mountain and flipping over cards much more than trying to figure out how to get 2 different classes of swords fighters to, work together.
Yeah.
So that's how this started. And then it's a pyramid shape. What are we going to do with a pyramid shape? Well, Everest is a bit overdone and everyone's heard of it. We don't want to encourage people to climb the pyramids because that's illegal. Yeah. So what else? Oh, let's do Annapurna. What's Annapurna? Oh, it's the most, why is no one talking about it? Oh, because people die.
Lots of people died.
Yeah, could you give the elevator pitch about the game?
Well, Annapurna, as she said, is the most dangerous mountain in the world, and you can climb it safely from your own home without, raising your insurance. So we designed a game where you lay out cards in a mountain shape and flip them over to climb to the top. The problem is that the cards have yin or yang symbols on them, and the objective is to balance them. However, the cards also have effects, and you're dealing with other players. Okay. So while you're climbing, you're attempting to balance your mountain, be more balanced than the other players, while you're trying to decide whether or not you're placing a card down for its effects, for its yin or yang, or if you want to put it on someone else's mountain, or if you're going to bluff, because if you put it down, they're going to switch it out again, and then you might want to put the card you actually want to put down.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different levels of strategy to this. It's as competitive as you want it to be, because we also have a cooperative version. And during the Kickstarter, we reached our goal, and we did a teams version of the rules. And since the Kickstarter happened during the pandemic, we also released a solo version of the rules. So there's a lot of different ways to play the game, and all of them involve balance and a little bit of chaos and a little bit of memory.
All right.
I love that idea of the balance, and I got to see the cards and how that kind of works. And I like it as opposed to a dice rolling, like a simple dice rolling thing. So that was kind of neat. What made you steer away from dice? Not that there's anything wrong with dice. Dice are great, but
Well, we wanted something. The cards were originally, it was just positive and negative values, but we wanted to do something that represented the culture of the area that Annapurna is. It's in Nepal. And Annapurna has a bunch of different cultures that kind of melt together there. There's Taoism, Buddhism, and a lot of the different religions from India as well. So we wanted to use the yin-yang symbol, and we wanted to incorporate Annapurna because the goddess Annapurna is said to live up there. Yes, the goddess of plenty.
Okay.
And so we wanted to incorporate the Buddhist the mandalas. So there are mandalas hidden in every single card. So we wanted to try and show the rich culture of the area and incorporate that into the mechanics as well.
I think that's wonderful that you actually did kind of the research and be respectful of those cultures and religions instead of just kind of coming up with it's not just coming up with a fun game and trying to get something out of it, but you actually kind of dove a little deeper into this. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We worked with some cultural consultants, and I ended up changing the cover of the rule book a couple times to represent Annapurna correctly, and it was really interesting to find out about what she represented in the culture.
So this is your first game that you've developed?
Yes.
Okay, and so we have had tons of game designers on our show, and what I love is the scrappiness of game designers trying to get out there. So pretty much, I'm letting the listeners know, you're not going to be a millionaire off this, right? I mean, it's hard work. And can you tell us what you have to kind of juggle with trying to get a game out? Because you also have you probably have an actual job that you have to put food on the table, or is this it? This
is what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
So I'm going to 4 conventions in 2 months.
Great. Wow.
Right. Yeah,
So,
and I've noticed that's what game designers do. They have to go from convention to convention to convention to really push their stuff. So
yeah. So the hardest thing is figuring out sales. You have to. It's not just advertising. You need to be active in the community, and that's really hard for me because I'm an introvert and don't like doing social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be more active on Discord and posting things, but that's what's going to help you because the community reacts well to being treated like a community. Mm-hmm. And so getting out there and doing any game designer who's out there and wants to get in, that's what I'm recommending. Be part of the community if you want to get noticed, because the community will help you when you've helped them.
all right. And this took you 5 years. That's
Rule books are hard.
It's hard.
I've seen professionally done rule books, and like within 5 minutes of reading them, I've known that you did not work on the rule books as long as you worked on the game.
It's super important. If I open a rule book and I don't like it, I just don't play the game. So yeah.
We powered through a couple, but that were a bit hard to figure out. Like that's what playthroughs and let's plays are for.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 years of art and then testing, and then 2 years of figuring out how to do a rule book, because it has to be understandable not just by gamers but by people who aren't gamers.
Uh-huh.
So that was that, and then people. What's the quote? A person is smart. People are dumb and panicky. So they're different. So having a rule say one thing is going to be interpreted one way, and having it on another person is going to interpret another way. So we rewrote cards like 5 times because we knew what we wanted them to do.
Yeah.
But getting that across,
yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah, the language is super important.
So, yeah,
I
like, there's-
just experienced that this morning playing other games. I've interpreted these simple little sentences and
there's
not the way that I was supposed to interpret them.
Yeah, there's one card that says first card you flip face up in a row. So we have rows in the pyramid, but some people think of in a row as first card, second card, third card.
Okay.
So we mean in the row as opposed to in the column.
Yeah.
So having someone interpret it like that instead of the numerical sequence it's a toss-up. We had it was few enough people interpreted it that way and we explicitly say it in the rules that this is a row, but still.
So, Becca, a lot of the folks that we talk to, game designers, one of the costly things about a game is getting the art.
I did the art.
I know you did the art. That's what I love. So, if you're an artist, that's really good. So, talk to us about your art. I mean, that's pretty good.
It started out with everything I started out hand drawing stuff, and I had Photoshop. So then I was putting hand drawn things into Photoshop and then drawing stuff around it and doing the layout of the card. And then halfway through, I got a tablet, and that made things like 300 times easier. So then I was able to add a little bit more effects and do some more stuff digitally. So, but I still kept every single card has at least one hand-drawn aspect in it, and every single card has a mandala in it somewhere.
Wow.
And those were the two things that I tried to keep to.
That is really. I mean, it's such an advantage for a game designer also to be their own artist for it, because it saves you about 25% of the cost, sometimes 50% of the cost. How did you go about? What was your direction in trying to source this out and try to create it? Like, where did you go to, and was that a challenge for you?
You mean like with testing and stuff?
Well, not just testing, but manufacturing it and everything.
I mean, I went to PAX Unplugged. I've been there since the first year, and I basically, the people who publish games, the people who make the game parts are there and are trying to get people to use their company. So you'll get like little boxes full of examples of their work, and that was one thing you can look at, and then you get pamphlets, and then you do research. And I eventually just ended up going with a company that was suggested to me by a friend that he uses personally. And same with the distribution company. We trusted what the close friend said. We ended up using Hit Point Sales. They're great. And we ended up using his production company as well.
Awesome.
And what about the Kickstarter stuff? Were you a little scared? Was this obviously your first Kickstarter?
Like I said, you need to get into the community, and I don't think I did as much because I didn't know how. But I ended up doing, I made ads, I posted ads in different places, I did podcasts, I did reviewers, but the Kickstarter ended up being a lot of family, friends, and then word of mouth from family and friends. So if you have a wide enough circle of the community that you are in to help, that's great, but you're also going to be relying, like the first 25% of any Kickstarter is going to be family and friends, and then after that it's going to be the community seeing that, oh, there's enough to make the goal succeed, now I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biases I've been told about. Basically, once the Kickstarter is almost succeeding or has succeeded, more people will jump on because they know it's not going to fail.
That's true. That's a good point.
So if you have enough family and friends to get you to the low goal, which is one of the reasons you might want to set a low goal, then more people. That's what people try and get. The bandwagon, the cascade effect after it's succeeded.
Right. So and what are the next steps for you?
I'm working on another game and I'm going to take a break from this, but I also have expansions that I would like to test. But as much as you can test digitally, I need to be able to see if it still works on a table. And until I feel safe going out to my local college, which is one of the places where I play test, that might be on hold. The other game that I'm designing is, fortunately, it can only be tested online because it involves 3D printing stuff, and I don't have a 3D printer.
Okay.
And I'm not going to print 200 copies of iterations of it every time I want to change one piece. So online it is for now.
Right.
Makes sense.
And I imagine is your goal to just kind of do this independently, or would you like to be picked up by maybe a larger company, or what's?
I don't know.
You don't know. The fact you're creating though, that's good. That's good for now, right?
I'm excited.
So,
I was excited to see that you've got the one player. I'm always like just me and my partner or myself, Yeah, and, that's really cool that you have adjusted it to cooperative and single player, and
it's
neat. I like that.
Pretty versatile game. I've seen people play it completely wrong and it still works.
It looks very portable. Not tons of things, not tons of pieces.
Yeah, we have a little bag
that appeals
that
to me.
if we do the expansion, and if you play here with me today, I'll give you one of the bags.
Sure.
The entire game fits in this portable bag. It was one of the Kickstarter goals.
Cool.
So,
Oh,
No, it looks great. Looks beautiful.
thank you.
Have you always been? You've probably always been an artist, right? Just
Yeah.
drawing since you.
I've
kid.
been doing too many hobbies since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So Becca, what other games do you play? I mean, what do you like?
Yeah. What do you like?
I like things that are completely opposite to this. I like Mansions of Madness, which is terrifying in a completely different way. And I like some really stupid games by Cyanide and Happiness. Sorry, Cyanide. Yeah, Cyanide and Happiness. You know that one?
No.
No,
Oh,
never heard
God.
about
I
that.
like the title though.
Yeah, cool.
It's a stick figure comic on the lines of
Okay.
XKCD,
Okay.
and it's a lot more vulgar.
okay.
We like vulgar.
Yeah.
Yes.
2/3 of the time.
So the most recent one that I bought it's the trolley. You know the trolley problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so that. But so basically on one track, you play one card, and it's the good thing, and then the other people will play bad things or positive and negative stuff. But like on your track, you might have, this is Gandhi, and then someone might put Hitler next to him. And on theirs, they have a unicorn and puppies, but you might put a modifier that the puppies are actually secretly serial killers. So the person whose turn it is, which track are you going to run the trolley
Oh
over?
my god, that sounds great.
And it's horrible.
That sounds great. Oh jeez.
Well, Becca, how do people get a hold of you, and how do people get a hold of your game?
We have the game in a few stores around around the continental United States. I don't think we have any in Hawaii yet or Alaska, but we have it's in a few local game stores. But if it's not in your local game store, you could tell them to carry it, please. Or you could go onto our website, annapurnaboardgame.com, and buy it there.
Great. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Yes,
Thank you for coming
You're
here.
very
Yeah.
busy.
I had a
Thank you
lot
for
of-
taking time out for that. That's great.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good luck. And when you make it really super big, please remember us.
Fingers crossed.
Was that cool? Was
It
I
was
wrong?
great.
No, I wasn't.
I love
wrong.
talking to
She's
Becca.
great. Yes, she
Becca's
is.
fantastic.
Really good.
And really, I mean, to do all the art and the game, like everything by yourself, like that's kind
the
of cool.
Best. That's the best thing, though. If you're a game designer and you're an artist, oh man, you've cut your cost in half practically.
Yeah.
You still gotta work hard and come up with all the
Totally.
ideas.
And she's
the
definitely
marketing.
doing that. I mean, my
Oh, that's-
gosh.
yeah.
But you actually have the game. You need to get together and play the game.
We should. I haven't played with other
Uh-huh.
people
Yeah,
yet.
you sent
So,
me a
yeah.
text about getting together about stuff. You didn't send a text to Blue Samurai, I'm sure, because
No. Shh. Wow.
I'll tell him.
Wow. Thanks.
But
Awesome.
I know that isn't she's still going to other cons, right?
She is. She's going to PAX Unplugged. PAX Unplugged, as everyone probably knows already, although I'm going to tell you anyway, is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Not the other Philadelphia. December 10th, 11th, and 12th. Badges are available. She's going to be there talking to people, showing off her game. Go talk to Becca. Annapurna.
She's awesome. She's very approachable
awesome.
and she just like draws you in.
And she actually has the game right there to buy.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
And anyone named Rebecca, or I mean, I know I'm Rebeculous, not Rebecca, but it's the
Yeah.
Rebecca part, I mean, we're like kindred spirits, man. That's all I'm saying.
I wonder if she'll come to OrcaCon.
Of course she
We
will.
talked to her in the interview about that. She's not coming.
Yeah.
Were you guys there?
That's right. Well, I forget.
I know we talked to a bunch of people and everything gets muddy and no one ever remembers what they podcast.
Ah,
When you get older, Polly, you'll realize what it
I
is
get
for the
older.
memory to go.
well, she's probably listening or watching this.
Oldest one.
And guess what? She should come.
She should.
Maybe
She should.
Because we like her. And she'll talk to us.
she'll come talk.
I wish you well. I hope people buy all your stuff.
Absolutely.
So we can't talk about Shang-Chi because Rebecca hasn't seen it.
Right.
Can you talk about it without spoiling anything?
Guy, he's really good at martial arts.
Really good. I did
Okay.
a great job in many of the scenes.
It's really enjoyable. You should just watch it. Just watch it.
Now, did you have a stunt double, Blue Samurai, or did you do all your own?
No, I did my own
stunts?
stunts. my
Did
own
you?
stunts.
Wow,
Mhm.
it's really
Yeah.
impressive. How many
Also,
cuts?
can-
How many
can-
cuts do you have?
All the time. It was like,
Yeah.
no cuts.
Cuts himself just to feel.
That's right.
You cut yourself with butter knives, don't you? Yeah.
How about Wheel of Time? Or
I love it.
Wheel of
I love
Time.
it.
Wheel of
You haven't
Time.
watched it? You haven't
No.
watched it, Rebecculus?
Have
I've
you
never
read
even
it?
heard of it.
I'm sorry. Are you not a nerd? You turn in your
Oh
nerd.
my
card.
God, fake nerd.
Oh.
Let me turn in my
Oh my
nerd
goodness.
card.
Did you at least read the books by Robert Jordan called
Yeah.
Wheel of Time, the series?
I'm gonna go now.
Oh my goodness. Paul, did you read the books?
I read the books. Brandon Sanderson tidied it up nicely because the best thing that happened to the book series was Robert Jordan dying.
So
I've had enough Tanchico, man. They spent like a whole book and a half in Tanchico.
So I guess we can't spoil it yet because it's kind of early, or we can. I don't know if we should spoil it. Probably not. But what you think about the departure from the books?
You know what? I'm okay with the departure. If we're going to tidy this 13 book series that should have been 6 or 7 up into like, so yeah, Perrin kills his wife. Sure, he's got a wife now, but doesn't now. That's great. I'm okay with that.
Was she nagging him?
alert, Perrin
Was she
kills his
nagging
wife.
him to clean up the garage or something? Was she nagging him?
That's exactly it. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that
hadn't
deserves
cut
a
the
killing.
lawn.
I mean, you know.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, as a kind of one of those nerds that doesn't like it when you depart from the book, I was, a little upset. But overall, I like it. I mean, I like the series. I just hope that if they're going to change Perrin's background, where he had a wife and everything, then I'd like to know.
I mean, what?
Off. I mean, what are they trying to do?
Well, we're going to find out. I'm okay with it. I like tidying up from sci-fi authors because they tend to get out of hand. Like
because they can.
Like Dune. Like, let's just reel that back a little bit. It's like, let's tidy that up because that's kind of a mess. After Frank Herbert dies, his son makes a mess of the whole damn thing.
Yeah. I don't mind departures from books if they are for a reason, if they are for a plot reason, or more importantly, if you can't fit it all in a movie, so that
right.
I don't know.
So speaking of Herbert, what about Dune? Do you guys watch Dune?
I did.
You like it?
Too much sand.
So much sand. And I'm sure you weren't surprised that it ended in the middle.
I like this one. I didn't have any issues with it or anything like that. I remember was it 1980s version movie?
Oh God, yes. Oh my God.
But it's like they put so much in the short period. I'm kind of glad that they're breaking it up, personally. So
yeah,
I haven't seen it because of, I'm going to, I guess, because you're not the first people I've had this conversation with, but I am so absolutely Velcroed to the 80s movie. Everything about it just, oh my God, I love David Lynch.
Wow.
I love Kyle MacLachlan, and then let's not forget Sting in a loincloth. Shall we?
I always wanted more Duncan Idaho.
Come on.
And now that Duncan Idaho is the sexiest man alive.
Yeah, Jason Momoa. I thought Rebecculus, you told me Jason Momoa
might turn me to the other team.
That was your words, by the way, not mine.
And I stand by them, sir.
Look up North Shore. Everyone has to watch North Shore. Jason Momoa plays the sexy, wizened bartender in North Shore.
It's wizened.
Wizened? Is it wizened?
I think so.
I think it's wizened. I don't know.
Can we talk about how the name Duncan Idaho is not the best sci-fi name? I still don't think it's the best sci-fi name. Come on. Duncan Idaho? It reminds me of some guy in the mega hat in Idaho. In the pickup. That's what it reminds me of. I mean, come on.
This predates that.
Yeah.
Well, it's no Blue Samurai.
My name's Duncan Idaho. I mean, come on. I don't know.
He's good at
Um,
donut.
Reminds me of Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin'.
It just, I don't know. It just seems like to me, if you're doing a sci-fi book, you could come up with a better name.
What would your main character's name be? What's your main character's name? Or a character? It doesn't have to be a main character. Because I know that you have thought of characters' names before, because we all
Look,
have.
I have an awesome character called Prim, right? Silverwing. What a great name. Great name.
It's a good name.
Or how about a Tabaxi bard called Happy Tracker Meow Meow?
Boy, that's a
Pretty
great
cool name.
Possibly one of the best names
Probably
in
the
all
most
of D&D.
Name.
Happy Tracker Meow Meow and your
great name for a ranger.
Banjo
Yes.
El Kabong.
Fighting
Kabong?
badges.
Some such thing.
Okay, kids, don't look up El Kabong on Urban Dictionary.
And
No,
then
do
so
look it up.
Paul had, what was his name? The first character, Warlock. Upari. That was pretty cool.
Oh, Upari Featherman. That's my Marvel
Yeah.
Puzzle Quest sign-in name because
No.
everything else was taken. So I stole that years ago.
You said,
didn't
that is a cool name.
Yeah,
good.
you said you got where was that? Was that a Star Wars
Well,
something?
before kyber crystals existed, because Star Wars, Upari was the name of the crystal that was in the lightsaber. So I used that plus my WoW realm Featherman.
It's a great
That's
name.
perfect.
That's actually
Perfect.
a really, really great name.
Perfect.
Is that
Yeah.
nerdy enough?
I love it.
That's really
I
good.
think that's terrific.
I'm sorry, that is better than Duncan Idaho. Good job.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, well,
It is better than Duncan
I'm
Idaho.
more clever than.
Yeah, and I could see Jason Momoa being an Upari.
Upari Featherman.
Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
God!
Excuse
Wow,
me.
that'd
Heck
be
yeah.
scary.
We allowed to cuss? Can I
No,
say?
no, Rebecca.
Yes.
No,
Swear?
you
No,
do it anyway.
not this, but it's a different podcast.
All right.
Do you bleep my cussing
No,
still,
No.
Paul? Oh,
No.
good. Great.
sometimes if there's a lot of it, I do it.
Okay. Well, that's fucking great.
Maybe if you ever watched or listened to the podcast, then
oh.
So I think that wraps it up.
I think it does.
I think we've got everything in. I want
Thanks.
to thank everyone.
I
for
want to thank
listening
you
or
for joining
watching.
us, Blue Samurai. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry, I forgot about that. I owe you guys something. But I do want to thank
You heard
the
it.
listeners out there and those that actually subscribe. All two of you. Actually, there's way more than two. But
It's like 4.
thank you so much, because that's the only reason we do this, and we like it. It keeps our mental health when we do this. So thank you all for staying with us. We're sorry this has been slow, but we all got stuff we got to do, and we didn't stay on top of the technology for COVID, and we're all essential workers, blah, blah, blah. But we're getting better, and we got content. Not having conventions really killed us.
Oh,
yeah.
Get our content. That's how we get all of our interviews is we show up to conventions, and without conventions, it's hard to just do these things.
Are we going to podcast from that pony, My Little Pony convention? Are we going to do that? Should we do
actually, I already signed you up as our roving reporter.
Yes.
And so you'll be there.
You have a $10 per diem.
You'll
Sigh.
be great. You'll be great.
I don't know.
So,
Do I have to dress up?
Yes, we got a suit for you, all ready to go. It's just
Okay.
it's just the back.
It's just
end
the
of the
butt.
pony.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
fine.
Saw that a mile away.
So
Thank you.
anyway, with that, embrace the nerd, and I hope you make that suit.